What's happening, guys? In this video we're doing some ACC. This is a game that, or sim I should say, that I've been sitting on for a while now, and I've really wanted to make content on another game, and ACC was being mentioned a lot by you guys, so I thought, yeah, let me give this game another chance. I did make a video on this game. This was back when I used to play on Xbox a couple of years ago, and yeah, I just never gave the game a proper chance, and I feel like it's because I didn't really have someone there to help me walk through the basics of the game. But this time it's different. I've had someone help me with sort of the basics on how to get started with ACC, and I've got to say, ACC has brought back the passion for me in sim racing. You can see that by the title. I'm a guy, I like playing F122. If you're new to the channel, you wouldn't know that. Yeah, I play F122, and honestly this year's game it's not been the best. I feel like that's a thought that most of the community do share, and yeah, I started to lose my passion for sim racing a little bit, but ACC's brought it back, and I've got a couple races here to show you guys today. I believe this one is at this one is at Spa, and then we've got one at Catalonia, and then we've got a final one at the Nürburgring. You can see we did a rolling start. Now rolling starts are something I really need to get used to. It's quite difficult for me, I'm not gonna lie. I do get caught off the line quite a lot, but yeah, as we get stuck into this, we're driving the McLaren. It's the only car that I've tested out so far. Definitely want to try out some other cars for future videos, but so far it's the McLaren. As you can see, the BMW actually having a little bit of a slide. We had a small slide ourselves after the BMW, just not as much, and we're able to make up that ground on him. And yeah, now we're just pushing. I feel like with this game, especially if you're someone who's used to F122, it does take some getting used to, mainly because of the fact that the cars are slower. Obviously the cars are heavier, and yeah, the physics are more realistic. So if you just send the car into corners like how you would on F122, your tires are gonna slide around and you're gonna have a tough time on this game. As you can see, the BMW actually made quite a lot of ground back up, and he's actually overtaken us. We're here battling with the Lamborghini, I believe that is, just to try and get past him. It's either the Lamborghini or the McLaren. I can't really see because the gameplay is quite fuzzy on my ends, just so I can actually see what's going on. And yeah, we managed to get past them, and I was just trying to follow the BMW as quick as much as I can. It was really quick at this stage of the race. I was pushing a little bit too much here. As you can see, we go down the right hander, we hit the curb, and the car just slides into the wall, and we actually got a small light damage to the car. I don't actually know what happened to the car because I haven't checked it out yet, but yeah, as soon as I hit the wall, the engineer came on and said you've got light front damage, and we actually felt it. The wheel, I believe, disaligned a little bit because usually it's obviously straight, and then after this point it was slightly to the left in order to go straight. You could probably see that, and that sort of messed me up going into this section as well. We just take too much curb there, and the car again just loses itself. We almost bottled it out like how we did before. Managed to keep the car going straight, but we did lose another position to, I believe, another BMW, and after this we were pretty slow in a straight line, and we did lose quite a lot of positions. You can see that we do get sent on here by I think that's another McLaren, and after that he was pretty much gone. So we were just trying to finish in as high as a position as we could in this particular race, just because obviously I had a little bit of a mess up here. And as we go into turn one, there's a car going slow. I believe is that a Porsche? I think it's a Porsche, and I'm not sure what happened to him, but yeah, he was going super slow. He went wide coming off of turn one, and we took full advantage of that. I do believe it was a slower car, blue flags. Maybe that's why he was going slow after he maybe spun and got some damage on himself. But yeah, we managed to get past him, and at this point we just kept pushing until we got towards the end of the race, when I believe we finished, I can't even see this, I believe it's like P6 or P7 or something like that. And yeah, that's where we finished out of around about 22 drivers on the track. So yeah, not a bad first race. This wasn't my very first race on ACC. This was more like my 5th or 6th race on ACC. However, this was my very first race at Catalonia on ACC. Now, my sort of method for going into races was I wanted to pick tracks that I'd already been used to on the F1 game, obviously. So yeah, we chose Spa. We got Spain as well, but the last one isn't really a track that's on the F122 game, or hasn't been on the F1 games in well, actually I don't think they've ever been, because I believe Nürburgring, they stopped going there before Codemasters took over the game, I believe. Could be wrong. This was a very, very long time ago, but the Nürburgring was a track that I needed to get used to and get used to quickly, and I felt that we did do a pretty good job. You'll see that soon enough. And as you can see, we've got another rolling start for this one. I don't think we actually got caught out as much this time, but we still do lose a position or two, I believe, on the start finishing line straight. You can see that the Porsche, I believe, got past us there, and he dove down inside to try and get past that BMW. I wanted to try and get past that BMW as well. He went super right, and don't know what he was doing there, but he went super to the right and then came back onto the left. He was weaving on the track, which obviously isn't really something you should be doing, but this is just quick lobbies. So yeah, you do find a lot of people who yeah, let's just say they're pretty much a demon on the track when it comes to these quick lobbies, just like you would on F1 22. Now these two Porsches in front of me, they do go into each other here. This didn't actually happen in the race. I think that's just an issue of the replay, as we've got another BMW, I do believe, going off the track. And yeah, that was just something to do with the replay. I feel like the replay is a little bit janky. Not the biggest fan of the replay, but it is what it is. We didn't actually manage to record our audio for this one, so that's why I'm doing it through the replay. Get past that BMW or Porsche. I can't even see the cars, to be honest with you guys, but we get past them, and now we're just following this yellow Porsche, I believe, that's ahead of us. And yeah, I'm just trying to bait him into a mistake, trying to pressurize him as much as I can, because I do believe at this point in the time I was quicker than him in the race. And as we get to turn 9, he actually does make a little bit of a mistake there. He takes too much curb, ends up going wide, and we get that momentum to sort of try and send it around the outside. So what we'll do is we're on the outside there. We brake a little bit earlier because I wanted to try and get a switch back on him, which we do successfully do. But you can see there we made a little bit of contact on the exit there. I was trying to turn away from him, but the car did just understeer into him. And you get safety ratings on this game. And yeah, we did get a little bit of a bump to our safety rating there because of that. But moving on, we caught up to the Lamborghini who was leading this race, and I felt I was quicker than him at this point in the race, so I was going for the win. I wanted to try and make a move as soon as we could. Turn 3 was pretty good, and we were just, again, doing the same as we did with the Porsche, trying to bait him into a mistake, which he does end up doing. He ends up sliding the front tires there, which makes him go wide, and we just go around, well, go down the inside, and we managed to overtake him. And at this point, we were pretty quick until this Ferrari, I believe it is, or another McLaren anyway, either car ended up catching up to us, and he caught up to us just out of the blue. I couldn't believe it. You can see that he actually sent it down the inside, and I was turning in because I didn't expect him to send it there, because I didn't even really know he was there. I was just focusing on my own race, but yeah, he sent it down the inside, and there he is. He's in first place. So now we have to try and follow him, and considering how quick he caught us up, I was actually quite nervous that we wouldn't be able to keep up with him here, because I was going for the win. I wanted to try and get my first win on ACC. So yeah, I didn't know whether we could keep up with him or not, but we tried our best anyway, braking just before the 100-meter board down into first gear, and then hitting the apex nicely there. He missed it. He missed quite a few apexes, actually. You can see right here he completely botched the final chicane, and that gave me a pretty good run through the start finishing line straight. We just had so much more momentum than him, and now that we're sort of within the slipstream, we pull out to the right hand side and we just try and go for it, see if he's going to brake early, if he's going to let me by, or if he's going to actually try and defend it. I do believe we broke just slightly later than him. Since we had the inside line, it was easy pickings for us at this point, and now all we had to really do was defend as much as we can, and we did that. He ended up making a mistake, and there we go. We actually managed to get our first win, or second win. It's either my first or second win, I can't actually remember, in ACC. And I was pretty proud of that one, actually, just from sort of the battles that we had towards the start, and then the battle that we had with him towards the end. But finally, the final race of this video, we've got the Nürburgring. I decided to try out this one, try and get used to this track as quickly as I can. I don't have any of the DLC yet, but I can't wait to get some of the DLC so we can do some of the other tracks and potentially some of the other cars as well. But this track, obviously, Formula 1 has raced here before, but personally I haven't done much racing at the Nürburgring, so it was interesting to see what would happen. You can see 2 cars ended up colliding. I believe that was 2 McLarens that just collided for some reason, and that gave us an extra 2 positions. There wasn't as many people in this race as there was in Spa, but I do believe there was more in this race than there was at Catalonia, as this BMW ends up braking a bit too late, ends up going wide, and we managed to take advantage of that by going down the inside, and now we're trying to catch up to this BMW who's ahead of us as well. He was, I believe he qualified behind us for this race. So yeah, I definitely felt that I was quicker than him. So if we could just catch up to him, then that would be great. And this section of the track, I love this section of the track. It just flows really, really nicely, especially in a GT3 car. Yeah, I enjoy this game so much. I've been playing it a lot over the past couple of days. And as I said, it's just brought my passion back into sim racing. So let me know, guys, in the comment section, do you want to see more videos on ACC from me? Because if you do, I am happily going to be bringing you guys a lot more content on this game. We'll sort of do both. We'll do F1 stuff and we'll do ACC stuff as well. Now we go wide here, but I actually noticed that he was going wide at this final corner. So I tried to take advantage of it, but he did place his car in a well-placed position towards the middle of the corner. That sort of stunted my momentum. However, I said no. We're sending it into this first corner. It's a very, very easy opportunity to just break down the inside and hug this inside curbing here. Now you do have to be careful because this corner does drop pretty rapidly towards the apex. However, we managed to get the inside line perfectly and we managed to overtake him, and now we're just pushing on to see if we can catch up to the Porsche behind. Was that Porsche or was that McLaren behind us? I don't know. Again, I can't really see. It's very fuzzy, so making out the cars is pretty difficult. But now we're trying to catch up to another Porsche or a new Porsche. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here. But yeah, we managed to get past him. I do believe he made a mistake. And the guy that was ahead of us, he was way too quick. I believe he was like 3 or 4 seconds per lap quicker than all of us. Now, I haven't used any setups yet on this game. I have just been using the aggressive preset, but once I start getting stuck in with setups and stuff, I do believe that the pace will ramp up pretty quickly. But for now, I do feel like the pace is in a decent spot, considering I only have, I think in total, about 12 or 13 hours on the game at the time of recording this video. So yeah, not a lot of time, just focusing on improving my driving on the game before we actually focus on setups and stuff like that. Once we actually feel more comfortable on the game in terms of what we can do with the default, then I'll start looking into the setups. But yeah, let's just take a look at this lap here at the Nürburgring. This track is really good, really good. I actually enjoyed it, and I actually do want to go on a set of Corsa to drive around this track in a Formula 1 car just to see how it feels with the Racing Studio mod on that game, just because of how much fun I had on this one. But yeah, what a track, what a game, I've got to say. Now that I've actually given this game a proper go instead of just playing it for an hour or two and then just giving up, yeah, this game is incredibly fun and I want to do so much with this game. So yeah, leave a like on this video, guys, if you enjoyed this video, and let's take a look at how I tackle the final sector here at Nürburgring. So this corner, I take it in second gear. I don't know if people shift up to third gear here. I do know that on this game, lower gears are powerful, just because with F122 you have to be in like 5th gear for most corners, 4th gear for more corners, so getting used to that was a bit of a struggle. But yeah, second gear for that right hander, and in this corner you can brake super late since it's uphill, down into 3rd gear, just taking as much curve as the car would let me for that chicane. And then this final corner, braking slightly early just so that I can keep the car hugged around the final corner, and then yeah, just getting on throttle as soon as we can. Luckily we do have some traction control that we can play around with, and yeah, we finish in P2. So I was pretty happy with that. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Make sure to let me know how you thought about this video, and I'll catch you guys soon.